On October 17th, 2027, at exactly 4:17 p.m., 16-year-old Ethan Walker climbed into the attic of his grandfather's old house. The attic hadn't been opened in years. Dust floated through the air. Old furniture sat covered beneath white sheets. Broken clocks lined the walls. Ethan wasn't looking for anything special. His mother had simply told him to clean the place before the house was sold. For nearly an hour, he sorted through boxes of photographs and old books. Then something caught his eye. Hidden beneath a loose floorboard was a small metal box. It looked ancient, almost too old to belong there. His hands trembled slightly as he opened it. Inside was a silver pocket watch. Unlike every other watch he'd ever seen, this one had no company logo, no serial number, only a strange engraving. It read, "Time is a door, open carefully." At exactly 5:03 p.m., Ethan wound the watch. Nothing happened. Disappointed, he placed it in his pocket. Then he accidentally dropped his phone. The screen shattered. "Great," he muttered. Frustrated, he grabbed the watch and turned its dial backward by 1 minute. Suddenly, every clock in the room stopped. The air became silent. A bright flash exploded around him. Then everything returned to normal. Confused, Ethan checked his phone. The screen was no longer broken. The time displayed, 5:02 p.m., exactly 1 minute earlier. His heart nearly stopped. That wasn't possible. Yet somehow it had happened. Over the next few days, Ethan conducted experiments. At 3 p.m., he flipped a coin. Heads. He rewound 30 seconds. Flipped again. Heads. Again. Heads. Again. Heads. Every event repeated exactly. The watch wasn't changing the future. It was moving him backward through time itself. Soon he pushed further. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, a day. The watch worked perfectly, no matter how far he traveled. He had discovered something nobody else in human history had ever possessed, a real time machine, one that fit inside his pocket. Life became easy. Too easy. Failed a test? Go back. Missed the bus? Go back. Embarrassed yourself? Go back. At school, Ethan started answering impossible questions. His grades skyrocketed. Teachers were amazed. Students became jealous. His basketball team began winning every game. He always knew where the ball would go. He always knew which decisions worked. People called him lucky. But Ethan knew the truth. He wasn't lucky. He was cheating time itself. 3 months later, January 8th, 2028, 11:43 p.m. Ethan sat alone in his room. The watch had become part of his life. Then something unusual happened. For the first time ever, the watch began ticking by itself. Tick, 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 faster and faster and faster. Suddenly the hands spun wildly. A bright flash filled the room. When his vision returned, somebody was sitting in his chair. A boy, the same height, the same face, the same scar above the eyebrow. It was Ethan, only older, maybe 25 years old. The older Ethan looked terrified. "Listen carefully," he said. "We don't have much time." Young Ethan stared in disbelief. "What are you?" The older version swallowed hard. "I'm you." Silence filled the room. Then future Ethan spoke again. "You've used the watch too many times." "What does that mean?" "It means reality is breaking." Young Ethan laughed. "This is some kind of joke." Future Ethan slammed his hand on the table. The room shook. "No." Then he pointed outside the window. Ethan looked. His stomach dropped. 3 identical versions of himself stood in the street, each staring directly at the house. Future Ethan explained. Every time Ethan traveled backward, reality created tiny fractures. At first they were harmless, but eventually those fractures began producing duplicates, copies, alternate versions, different timelines colliding together. The watch wasn't just moving Ethan through time, it was tearing holes between realities. "And if you keep using it?" Future Ethan looked away. "The entire timeline collapses." "When?" Future Ethan checked his watch. "Tomorrow." The next day. Chaos erupted. More Ethans appeared everywhere. One claimed to be from 10 years in the future. Another came from a timeline where Earth was destroyed. Another said he had traveled back thousands of times trying to stop what was coming. Every version told the same story. At exactly 12 a.m., time itself would collapse. The world would reset. Everyone would disappear, unless the original watch was destroyed. 11:58 p.m. The countdown had begun. The sky flickered. Buildings vanished and reappeared. Cars froze in place. People repeated the same movements over and over. Reality was unraveling. Ethan held the pocket watch. Destroying it would save the world, but it would also erase every timeline connected to it, including every alternate Ethan, hundreds of them, maybe thousands, all watching him, waiting. 11:59:55, 11:59:56, 11:59:57. The watch grew hotter. 11:59:58. The ground cracked. 11:59:59. Future Ethan smiled. Ethan knew he had to do the right thing, so Ethan raised the watch high and destroyed it. A bright flash occurred. They watched, and the alternate versions of Ethan began to fade away. Old Ethan thanked him for doing the right thing and saving the world.